Okay, ladies and gentlemen at home, so pause your video right now, write that out and give it a try. This is what I had the kids at school do while I was uploading your first videos. So by time you get this, you pause it, and then you try it on your own, because man, was there some lively discussion in here. I'm going to warn you that the answer is going to be unlike one that you're used to, which is why I'm asking you to do this question. You're not going to like what it looks like, but it's a perfectly good answer. So let's start off. First of all, to do this question, they want the equation of a tangent line. So I had a very insightful young man come up to me and say, "Sir, whenever they ask you for the equation of a tangent line, do you always use this formula?" And the short answer is, well, yeah, I do. Because this is so much more effective as a formula to use than your grade 9 point y-intercept. Because the point in grade 9 has to be the y-intercept. It has to be the value where y equals 0. However, this one can be any point at all. All I need is a slope, and in this case, the slope of the tangent, and what I need is the point of tangency. And you know what? It wouldn't kill you to write this out once in a while so that you remembered what you were doing. It really wouldn't hurt. Go back and do a couple of questions this way. So, what am I going to try to find first? I think I'm going to try to find the slope of the tangent. Hey, you want to impress the girls? Let's use our notation. Ooh, guys, that is the sign of one cool operator, because that means the slope of the tangent at x equals 4. That is the terminology for this. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. That's what that means. And what does all of that mean? Well, that means the limit as h approaches 0 of f of 4 plus a little bit minus f of 4 over top of a little bit. So this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, the difference between the 2 points. So I'm going to allow h to approach 0. Well, what I get is f of 4 minus f of 4. That's 0 over 0. That's no good. No good. Okay, no good. We do a little bit more work. Let us keep working on this until it's no longer 0 over 0. That's the deal. Someone came up to me, actually it was the same young man, and said, "How do I know when I'm done?" You just keep going until you get rid of 0 over 0. So right now, my f, my function, is a particular function. It's root 3x. So that means what I go and I put in root 3, 4 plus h. Everywhere there's an x, we put in a 4 plus h. And we're going to subtract a root 3 and a 4 over top of h. Now, maybe I'm done. Let's put in h approaches 0. 0 gives me root 12 minus root 12 is 0 over 0. Not done. Not done. Nope, nope, nope. Got to do a bit more. What do you want to do? I think I want to rationalize. How many other people came up with that idea? And you come up with that idea by looking at it, by saying to yourself, what else can I do? So we're going to rationalize this puppy. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate. And that's the conjugate. And notice I took the liberty of doing 3 times 4. I think that you'll forgive me for that, okay? So now I want to think before I do stuff. I want to be smart about the way I do my algebra. These two are a difference of squares. So it's the first term squared. By the way, if you're thinking of getting rid of the limit, you're crazy, because I haven't performed the limit yet, have I? I haven't let h approach 0. So I need to continue this until I actually do that. So this is going to be 3, 4 plus h, because it's root 3 times 4 plus h squared, subtract root 12 squared, which is 12, over top of h times 3, 4 plus h plus root 12. And I really don't see a need to expand that. It's not going to help me. I'm going to leave that alone. So anyone that wasted time doing all that, I'm showing you, think about what you're doing. Don't just do things because they can happen. Notice if I put h approaches 0, I still end up with 0 over 0. So I got to keep going. So, all right, limit h approaches 0, 12 plus 3h minus 12 over top of h, 3, 4 plus h plus root 12. And make that line go all the way across, okay? And finish off your brackets. So what I've got is 12 minus 12, 3h over h. So do you see what I see? Okay? Now, let's apply the limit. Ring-di-di-di-ding, ring-di-di-di-ding, ring-di-di-ding. Gone, gone, ring-di-di-ding. Approaching 0. So it's going to be 1 over root 12 plus root 12, which, pardon me?
You forgot the 3. It's 3h.
Ha 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 ha! She's right. So there's a 3 on top, over top of root 12 plus root 12, which is 3 over 2 root 12, you lousy kids. I heard some people out there saying that it was root 12 squared. It ain't. They're being added. Now 12 is a perfect square times 3. So it's 4 times 3, right? So root 4 is 2, so the 2 comes out. So it's going to be 3 over 4 root 3. Now, I really don't care if you rationalize denominators or not, but the back of the book will. So this is actually going to be an answer of 3 root 3 over 4 times 3, which is root 3 over 4. And that is your answer. And that's the answer that you're going to get in the back of the book. And that's the answer most people in the world are going to give you. I would argue there's not a big difference between this and this. In fact, there's no numerical difference between the two. But once again, that's going to be the form that we're going to be aiming for if we want our answers to look like everyone else's answers. Okay? So I have the slope of the tangent. Yay! I have the slope of the tangent. The slope of the tangent is root 3 over 4 at x equals 4. Do I know the point of tangency? Well, it's at x equals 4, so the point of tangency is going to be 4 comma f of 4, which is going to be 4 comma root 12, which is going to be 4 comma 2 root 3. Yeah?
When you rationalize the numbers down below,
Yeah?
don't you multiply the numerator at the denominator?
I do.
So isn't 1, 4, 3 times root 3 is 4 times 3?
It is.
So shouldn't it be 12?
But then the top would be 3 root 3, would it not?
Oh, okay.
I love it when kids do that. So, yeah, I kind of did that without going, yeah, okay. All right, so back up here. So we're looking at the slope of the tangent is going to go in there. This is going to be x1. This is going to be y1. So I'm going to get another piece of paper, and I'll put it here. And so it's going to be y minus 2 root 3 equals root 3 over 4 x minus 4. And that's a horrendous looking question, isn't it? It's beautiful. The only thing wrong with it is the fraction. We don't want the fraction, so we're going to multiply everything by 4. So I'm going to multiply that guy by 4. I'm going to multiply that guy by 4. And I'm going to multiply that guy by 4. And by doing that, I'm going to get 4y minus 8 root 3 equals root 3x minus 4. Then I'm going to get 4y minus 8 root 3 equals root 3x minus 4 root 3. Now notice I put a little downward sign here on my root 3, so my x doesn't by mistake fall underneath that root sign. So I'm only noticing what's on the outside. Put it in standard form, so it's root 3x minus 4y equals negative, oh, not equals, sorry. So root 3x, bring that over, negative 4y, bring that over. It's going to be plus 8 root 3's minus 4 root 3's, all equals 0. So my final answer is going to be root 3x minus 4y plus 4 root 3 equals 0. Isn't that beautiful? And just because I can, let's really make sure that we know what we're talking about. Let's really make sure that we know what we're talking about. If this is the curve y equals root x, then this is a horizontal compression. It's a horizontal compression by 3, which means everything gets squished up like this, which means it's going to look something like, to be completely honest with you, it's going to look like this. You're really not going to be able to tell the difference, except by the scale. They look identical, except for the numbers on the scale, which is why I didn't draw one on top of the other, because I didn't want to make a goof. But this is actually going to be, it's a horizontal compression of this puppy. And at x equals 4, it goes up to a point, and that point I think we worked out was 4 comma 2 root 3. And what we've determined is the equation of the tangent at that point is going to be root 3x minus 4y plus 4 root 3 equals 0. And that's what your answers are going to look like from now on. They're going to be awesome looking things like that, okay, with the radicals. And you can't get rid of the radical. You need the radical part. Okay, that's the answer to that question. I'm going to stop and we'll be right back.